5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Worship Leader Podcast. Episode 2, we got some exciting things going on. I'm Terry again, and this is...
Hey, Josh. I'm Josh. Wow. Oh, my gosh. That was normal for me, actually.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm Terry, and he's Josh. So we're going to go ahead and get started instead of doing all the introduction. We got that done last week. So off of the bat, we're going to get started with Would You Rather? Would you rather? And the first Would You Rather is more time versus more money. I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say more time.
Okay.
I'm going to say more time. Because, like, if you have more time, then that'll give you enough time to make, like, extra money if you need it.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. More time. More time for you. And for me, is that
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with that
And
one.
for me, show me the money. Show me the money. More money. And here's why. More money for me would I find that I'm a better steward of money than I am of time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you give me more time, I'll just have more chaotic time.
Uh-huh.
But if you give me more money, then I'd be able to use some of that money to free up my time.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a better quality
smart.
time with the money given.
Mm-hmm.
Not having money for money's sake. Of course, I would like to have the money for the money's sake. But I feel like having the money would free up. I could reinvest or do something to it to free up some of my time so that I kind of create a best of both worlds kind of thing. Because I wouldn't spend my money. I wouldn't just go spend my money on everything and it'd be gone. I'd try to set it up to where it would free up my time some and I could get the best of both worlds. So for me, it would be the more money, show me the money, and for you, the more time. Okay, so the next one. Have all traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again?
Oh. I'm going to go with never have to stand in line again.
Okay.
There we go. Because it's just something about, like, when you can walk in and you can just, oh, my gosh, I don't have to wait. And it's just like, I'm here now. It's just, I don't know. It's something about that. Now, the traffic light thing, if you drive to the right places, it's not going to bother you too much.
Yeah, right. Right. And being from where we are right now, we don't live in a large city. So traffic, well, that's everywhere. So when you do go to larger cities, it'll be horrible. But mine is the same. I would pick line. I would pick never have to stand in line again because sitting at a light, I mean, that's just a part of life. You know, I feel like my life would be affected more or it would be better for me to not have to stand in line again because I find myself in much more lines and in waiting situations than at lights.
True.
So I think it would be more beneficial for me to have it to be where I would never have to stand in line again. Think about that. Never stand in line again. That would be pretty good.
It's like having a fast pass at Disney World.
Yeah.
Back when the fast pass actually worked.
Right. So that's a good thought. A permanent fast pass on life. Like you could just hit that fast pass.
It'd be so good.
See y'all later.
So good.
See y'all later. Get thee behind me.
Yeah.
Get thee behind me. So yeah, that's that one. And the third one is would you rather it be Batman or be Superman?
Oh gosh. Oh, this is such a hard one.
I know it
because
is.
people keep asking this one, and I'm just like, oh. Okay, so I'm gonna say Batman.
Batman. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Because nerd moment. They had a few episodes where, like, he was in that position where.
Wait, hold on. So let me stop this. I didn't know you were into superheroes like that.
I used to be like deep off into it.
I didn't. We're just finding this out about each other.
Yeah,
I'm
that
big
was new
into
for
like
me.
the superheroes and stuff too. So I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay, carry on.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I used to be like, that was okay. So they had like a couple episodes where they were just like, yeah, Batman's by himself, and like literally all the other superheroes are just like, whoa, we're gonna beat you up, and he's just like, no, you're not, and they actually didn't, and I was just like, okay, I respect him for that. So I'm gonna say Batman.
Batman. That, you know what? This was like really tearing for me because Superman is actually my favorite.
Really?
He's my favorite superhero because he's like the cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
He can do
Also
anything. Like he can fly, lasers. But if I had to be one, I would be Batman because being Superman, the only benefit is just saving people all the time.
Also true.
Like
literally all
what
the
if
time.
you want to take a day off? Like
You can.
What if you just want to sit and watch Netflix or something?
You cannot.
Superman can't sit and watch Netflix.
He can't.
So, having to save people, although it would be cool to fly, it would be cool to have all of that stuff. But when it comes to real life, which you would be living real life way more than being a superhero, like there's not a whole lot of benefit to it in real
Honestly,
life.
now that I think about it, like I don't think he ever really had like actual. How did he have a job?
Yeah. Like he'd have to leave his job. Hey, y'all, I'm leaving.
Literally, like every 5 minutes. Oh, gotta go.
And then he's like all over the world. And
Literally.
Like Batman, he's local. So why would I rather be Batman? Batman, let me start out first by saying Batman, he's a little dark. He's got some issues.
He
you know,
needs some counseling.
He needs
He needs
exactly.
some counseling.
Batman needs some counseling. Now
Really do.
that I did take into consideration. 'Cause he's kind of.
You need
But
to talk to somebody.
if you think about it, Batman, he's got all kinds of toys. He's got the Batcave.
He does.
He's got all these cool cars, and it's just, and he's like he owns half of a city. Like, how cool would that be to own
Literally.
half of a city and like
Just do
just
what you
to
want.
go
really.
and help the cops? You know, when if the cops can't take care of it, you know, I'll help them out. But that's why I would rather be Batman because Batman seems in real life. It seems better to be Batman because you don't have to go saving people all the time. You can kind of kick back and enjoy it. You
can
don't
have
want
a
to show up.
day.
Hey, I'll let cops take care of this one. You know, I'm not.
So they'll let me know if they need me.
Y'all, the bat signal. Give me,
Yeah.
give me the signal if you need
Just
me.
flick the switch,
just
y'all.
flick the switch. I'll So yeah, that is my would you rather. So moving on into this next segment. It's pretty interesting. I was talking about it with some of my friends, and I was watching some YouTube videos, and I came across, and I was like, man, this is pretty good. So if you guys haven't heard it, there's this couple that lives in California. They bought a house for somewhere around $550,000. They bought it cash, and here's what happened. A California couple says they can't move into their new home because the previous owner refuses to leave and can't be kicked out because of state's ongoing freeze on evictions during the COVID-19 pandemic. So basically what happened was they closed in January of 2020 before this whole pandemic thing. Before the pandemic, they closed. The previous owner got his money. He got his $500,000, and now he refuses to leave because there's a loophole. There's a law that he's using as a loophole to stay in the house, and they can't get in the house. So, tell me what are your thoughts on that?
That is a that's a whole situation. Like, cause like part of me is just kind of like, dude, they just paid you $500.
It was $550-ish.
They just paid you $550,000, not $550, $550,000.
Yes.
Cash. It's already paid. It's not a payment plan. You're gonna get this much. No, like they paid you the money. Like, let them have their house. Like, go let them have their house. But also, I'm in the mindset of just like, well, maybe. I was about to say, well, maybe there's some reason, but you got $550,000. I don't know.
And
I have no idea.
Here's what I think. If this would have happened in the great state which I now reside, we would be reading a completely different headline. Just think about it, because if you don't know it, down here, blood, it burns hot. It boils hot. Boils hot. Boils like crawfish.
People crazy out
Oh yeah,
here. People crazy.
people crazy. And oh yeah, speaking of crawfish, if I don't remember, I need to come back to that. If
Oh,
I want
yeah.
to say something.
Yeah.
Now, the thing to me is they $550,000. I'll say 550. It's somewhere ballpark. $1,000. He has his money, and the family's just staying there. I was saying, you know, I would be angry and I would whatever. But if you think about it, your name's on that. You're the owner. You could be petty as I don't know what. You
That's
could
true.
like. You
'Cause
have
they
to go
could-
to the grocery store. You got to do something.
Yeah.
Well, when you go, I'm kicking the door in and I'm moving my stuff in. We're both in there together now because
Yeah.
my name's on the ownership. And
I mean, because it's like technically, like your name is like it's on the title. Like,
oh yeah, and they would like stuff would go missing from them all the time. I walk into and start breaking their. Oh, excuse me, was that your
yeah.
TV?
And see,
It's
that's
broken.
what
Sorry.
that's what I'm trying to like understand because it's just like this is one of those weird situations where it's like there's a law protecting evictions, but then like it's their house, and so it's just like how.
How?
Like, how?
How does that happen? Like it seems like any judge would be like, okay, I know there's a law about this, but this is unethical. It shouldn't be
Also-
lawful. Like,
Also, if there's like a squatter and a house, I feel like they probably should have been like, maybe we shouldn't sell this house right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
someone should
like-
have been on top of that. Cause you know there's a squatter in the house. Like,
he got his 550. It's like, so when you gonna move? We closed. About that,
we did close.
we did close.
We did close.
but I'm not moving. So I would just be petty as I don't know what. And they would eventually move because the petty would be too strong. Like they would eventually.
Somebody
move.
got to get tired. It's something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And back to this, I remember. So back to this crawfish thing. Do you eat crawfish?
Honestly, no.
You
I'm
don't?
one of those weird people.
I eat them. I'm the type of person I like crawfish. Well, when I'm eating it, I love it. Like I love it when I'm eating it, but I don't crave it. If somebody's having a crawfish boil and I go, I'll love it then, but I won't really crave it. So I was like the last time I ate crawfish, which was at Viv's party, I had a hard time. And
Really?
I had a hard time. And here's why. No, but I had a hard time, but I ate. And then I had a second session. And then when I was done, there was some leftovers. So I broke the tails off and put them in the freezer for a rainy day. So I like crawfish. But here's the thing. I know people say mud bugs. You ever hear that? Mud
Yeah, I
bugs?
have heard that.
Like, I didn't know that, like, crawfish are literally bugs. I thought they just called it because they were in the mud and they were dirty. But they're literally, like, in the same family as, like, a cockroach and, like, like, they're in the same family. And so it's, like, literally a bug. And I saw a diagram online one time. It was a shrimp next to a cockroach. And it was like surprisingly like I was like, man, that's almost
That's concerning.
That's almost the same thing. And as I started peeling the tails off, I was like, you know what? This is an exoskeleton. This looks just like a
Getting
German
your head now.
cockroach. I'm like, this is a German cockroach. Like I'm peeling and so I was like, but I kept eating. I kept eating. And the thing is, it got me thinking, I wonder if other bugs are this delicious. Like if you used to boil them and put butter on them, like would a roly-poly taste like a, because you think
Big
about a
old bag.
roly-poly, you turn it
Yeah.
over, it's got the little legs, it's got
It
the
really
little-
does.
like if you try it, let us know. I'm not gonna try
Someone's tried it.
it. Somebody, so if you've tried it or you know, put it in the
Someone has
comments, but
tried it.
I'm not trying it. But yeah,
I'm not
that's-
gonna say we're not gonna judge you, but also tell us.
Yeah.
Like-
because we want to know. We want to know. Yeah, that was weird. Now I will continue to eat crawfish, but I just had a weird
Did not
moment
know
last
that.
time, and
that was a new fact
does
for
that say?
me. That's
yeah. And so, like, on to the our next segment. I want to talk about this a little bit. Choirs. Like, are choirs dead? Are they dead?
it depends on the church that you go
It
to.
depends on the church.
I feel like because you know, like there's some churches there is just like when they have music, it's just like boom, choir, we're here, yes. And then there's other churches you go to, And it's like for example, like Bethel, they have like maybe like 2 or 3 singers.
Yeah.
And they're just like, this is all we gonna need, and this is it. Like, and that it works for them. So I don't know. I feel like it may just kind of like depend on like the dynamic of the church.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know.
And I guess because all of the forefront churches, all of the churches that are out in the forefront, they are like praise team. They have front lines and praise teams, and so
True.
I guess
true.
that kind of made me think. Choirs are dead. Choirs are dead. They're gone. I always used to think about the choir as like the old person you don't recognize, or person you hadn't seen in a long time. And they kind of let themselves go a little bit. Like, hey, Josh, how you doing? You're like, hey, you, how you?
Who is that?
How you doing?
Do y'all know who that is?
I see him going down, like smoking a cigarette. It's been a while since I've been down to the church. It's been a long time.
Especially since like all the shutdown stuff. Like you say choir, they're just like who
Choir.
who like.
And choir's like, they always ask you about people that don't go to church anymore. Y'all ever heard what happened to Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord? You're like, we ain't done that in a long time, buddy.
Also true.
That one didn't go over, but okay. But yeah, I thought choirs. You gotta swing. You gotta swing.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
yeah.
miss. That was a miss. Swing and a miss.
Y'all, this is us. This is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
But choirs, like they're like I guess there are some places that still have choirs.
Because I think I actually saw like Elevation do like now I don't know how recent this was, but like on YouTube, like like they have the videos with like like they have their front singers, their front line singers, and then like they have the big choir with like the lights and stuff in the back, and they're like whoa, like that. So I think out of everybody, I think they're one of the few.
Oh, okay,
actual,
that's
like
still
like
still do, and I guess because it's just all we really see in the new like worship style with the videos with a few people and everybody gathered around. It just kind of seems like choirs are maybe dead, but they're like, no, we're still here.
I forgot
we're still
about
here.
that. Maverick City does
Maverick,
stuff like
they're
that still.
Get out of here, choir.
They
The choir like, no, I want to come too. They're like, no. I want to come. Hey guys,
yeah.
I'm still here. Maverick's like, nope.
You're still here.
Yeah, so-
Honestly though, like I guess I think it's one of those things, like it's kind of weird because like even before like the whole like COVID stuff started coming out, like you kind of started seeing like choirs kind of starting to fade out a little bit, and I don't know if it's just because like there's just not as many people doing music ministry as it used to be, because it used to be like you're going to church and it's like 1,000-man choir and a 50-person church. So
I remember that. It's more choir. I was at we were doing a choir tour one time. We were somewhere in California, and I remember being in a church with a choir. The choir got up to sing, and there was like some members sitting out, and he was just like, "Hey, y'all, we need every voice we can get." He just in the middle of church, he just called and was like, "Look, y'all better get up here on this platform. This ain't a Sunday off." I was like, "Well, I guess we singing today."
Like, well, let me get my stuff. I don't know. It's just I don't know, because it's like there's part of it where it's like even like when you listen to music like worship music now isn't even so much as like choir friendly.
Yeah.
I guess the way
it's
you
not.
put it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not the parts.
Yeah.
Like even if you listen to the mixes these days, it's like they have like the voices are more like ambience, and they're more of an afterthought. But in traditional, I mean, Kirk's still with the. So I guess it just depends. Like the modern like CCM type worship is they're more in the background, like the vocals and stuff. But even Kirk Franklin and whoever, they still have the vocals up front, but it's not a whole lot of people.
But I feel like with Kirk Franklin, because like the way he's always had like some kind of choir. Like he's never been like the type that's just like, I mean, like like he'll have like soloists, but like it's always the soloist and like they're singing their thing and Yeah, but then like all the choir, the precious lamb, like
Yeah, it's always like Kirk Franklin or whatever. Or
I don't know. It's just like that's like it's just always been a part of what he did, and
Yeah,
I think there's like a few people that are like still like that are just like Ricky Dillard.
Oh yeah, Ricky Dillard. Yeah, he's still like that. Yeah, he is still like that. Who else? You know what?
Is
I
it
can't think
Donald
of right
Lawrence?
now. That's exactly who I was thinking about. Donald Lawrence. Yeah, you read, picking my brain.
It's just like
Donald
certain
Lawrence.
people,
Yeah,
when you think of them, you just think of them
Yeah.
singing, and then the big old choir in the
Yep,
back.
in the background.
Like,
Tri-City Singers.
Yep.
you know. So yeah, I guess choirs are not dead. They're just kind of out of view. Like, hey guys, we're
Yeah.
still here. Don't dismiss us just yet.
I mean-
So I guess choirs are not dead. Last week we talked about, or a couple of weeks ago we talked about worship fails, and you gave your story, and I gave my story. So since
good
we
times.
good times, and if you didn't hear, if you don't know that, go check out the last podcast, and there's we have a couple of our worship fails, a couple of bad times we've had experiences in worship. So go and check that out. A little plug for the last
It's a
last
safe place.
podcast.
We
Yeah.
all mess up. It's a safe place.
So this time I kind of want to talk about how do we touched on it a little bit, but how do we recover from that once we've had that bad moment or that fail? Like, I know I talked about, you get snatched out, and for the rest of that song you're not really there. You're there, but you're not really there. Your mind is somewhere else, and you're making your way back in your mind as you go through the motions and sing.
Mm-hmm.
So the mindset I guess we need in coming back from that is the first thing I would say, like, I'm a really practical type person. I believe that practical and spiritual go hand in hand, and spiritual elevates the practical. Like you bring the practical, and when you connect it with the spiritual, God does something great with it. So I think practically the mindset we need to have, and this is not just in worship leading, this is speaking or whatever. Just know you're there for a reason. Like you're there spiritually, but you're also there because you're qualified for speaking or singing or whatever. So you have to know that you're there for a reason. And another thing, most people that are just not musically minded and they're just in the congregation, they don't notice the slip ups as much as we do. Like, if you go stray by the next song, your average person, they've forgotten all about what
Honestly,
happened. Unless you fall down on the floor or something.
like, no lie, there have been Sundays where like we have messed up and everybody on the platform knows it, but then you go ask somebody in the congregation, they're just like, yeah, it sounded so good today. Did you hear that? What do you mean? And they're just, nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Don't worry about
I didn't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Crazy person.
I think knowing that things are amplified, and yeah, things are amplified in our heads, and a lot of the time, what you're thinking in your head is not as bad as what you really thought. Because if you mess up in your head, it is like, it's 4K when it was like
drop the bomb.
it's like in 4K when you in your own head, and it's not really a big deal. It's like standard quality, to everybody else, but to you it's blown up so big. So I think knowing you're there for a reason, and knowing that you're qualified. And hey, Gigi, how you doing?
Oh goodness, they
having a
got
time
their own
back
choir back there.
Yeah, knowing that you're qualified, and knowing that you're there for a reason, and most people probably don't even notice it. I think that's a good way to I guess soften the blow a little bit, and get back in there, because people aren't looking at you the same way you're looking at yourself, and realizing that it'll kind of help you get back there again.
That's good.
So, yeah. Anything to add?
I think I literally forgot who told me this, but it's like they gave this analogy of just like, put something in front of your face like this. Now take it a distance out. And a lot of times, like, things seem so big because it's literally like right there and all this other stuff. And like you were saying, where it's like, oh, I messed up and it obliterated the song. It didn't, because the music's still playing. Things are still going. Someone's still rolling on the floor somewhere halfway on the other side of the altar. Like it's okay. It's okay. Everybody messes up. It happens. Like big recording artists, they mess up.
Yeah.
I've seen video, like I've literally seen videos where like they're singing and like they crack notes.
Oh yeah,
and they know it too. They'll acknowledge it. They'll be like, "Yep, I didn't hit that one."
Yeah, I mean, it happens. That happens, and a part of like the thing of being human, so notes don't sound like auto tuning and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Is being off a little bit, like being off a couple of cents. You know, being off like that, it kind of adds color and stuff. You know, so not being perfect kind of adds and slides up to the notes and all of that stuff. That adds color to and intonation and all of that stuff.
And
so,
also like as things are now, like so much, like we get so used to hearing perfection because like we get on Apple Music and on Spotify and YouTube and we see all like this awesome stuff and like the camera's going like 360 every 5 seconds. And like you see like all these people like worshiping and the singing and someone's doing runs and another person doing runs and they're like ad-libbing perfectly and you're just like, my gosh, how did they come up with these words? Like and it's just like all this other stuff and like everything's like timed perfectly. But that is not every single service.
And that's not every and a lot of those services they go in and you know the ones that are big and that are production well, we never want to say production, but you get what I'm saying about
like
production.
that, like you know, like the big service, like church anniversary. Type stuff.
Those things. After they finish, they pull out that audio and they go in and they tweak notes and they mix and they take out frequencies in people's voice that may sound nasally and all that stuff. And so what we're hearing is completely different from the live version. So a lot of the time when we're hearing that great stuff, you know, it's not raw. It's been doctored and it's been messed with a little bit. So that wow, we need to bring it back around. What we were talking about, recovering from worship fails. So so all of that to say, you know, you don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect because it never is. It's never perfect. It's always there's always hiccups and there's always things. And some people are fortunate enough to have those things fixed. So that's always a thing. I think that may be it for this episode. That's everything on the docket. Did you have anything?
I guess the only thing I can add is just if you mess up, own it, keep going. Because if you stop, now you have a train wreck.
yeah. If you stop, it's a train wreck. If you power through it, that is a very good point.
Like,
if you stop, it's a train wreck. But if you power through it, they'll just say, "Oh,
they have to keep going." What they gonna do? Stop?
That's a very good point. Very, very, very good point.
So
just
if you're a
going.
piano player and you just miss it, just come back in where you know it. And singers, if the piano player stops or if the drum person stops or something like that, just keep singing.
Going, keep singing, keep singing.
Just don't stop.
Don't think it's a music break. You know, just keep singing. Just keep singing.
Say, if you don't make it weird, it will be less weird. But if you stop and you turn around, now everybody else
gonna start looking.
They're
like, oh
wait. Let me go back to my seat.
Is that sister so and so?
I know.
Start noticing stuff. She got something in her nose.
It's true. It's true. So I guess that's what I got.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So before we wrap it up, you know, for our next podcast, what we're gonna do? The previous podcast we talked about the waffle fries for the one gotta go, and I said we would try the waffle fries. So on the next one, we're gonna try it with some chicken and waffle style with some syrup. So put your preferred syrup in the comments, and we may pick a couple of them and try those during the test. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be
food, so.
all the time. So that's gonna be great. I guess that's it for this episode.
I guess so.
Yeah, I think we have everything. So oh yeah, wait. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on Apple Music.
Yep.
You can catch us at all
YouTube,
of the places.
All the good stuff.
Like I was saying, you can catch us at all of the places. We will leave the links in the description box, so wherever you are, because all the time people are not able to be at a computer and watch these things, so you can have it on the go. You can catch us anywhere podcasts are found, and we're also on YouTube and Facebook. If you're at work, a little bored, you know,
Pulling up your phone.
we're not advocating you. We're not advocating you do anything wrong at work.
You grown. You grown. What you do at work is not my business.
As I give them the side eye, yeah. We're just trying to help you get through the day, you know.
If it
Bored
just so
at
happens
work.
to happen, this is how you find us.
If you get bored, this will help you. This is how you find us. You heard it from Josh.
There it is.
That's funny.
Now, if it comes down to it, I had nothing to do with it.
Me either. We'll just re-roll the tape to where I said, "Don't do anything."
There
bad
we go.
At work.
That's it.
We're covered, you know. So,
There it is.
So yeah, you can find us everywhere. We appreciate the love we've been getting and the comments, and we appreciate the listening and everything. So we're excited about this journey, and we ask that you join it with us. So thank you guys, and we will see you next time. Peace.